Everybody.
Good morning.
You like the different setup? No. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the people who don't like change.
I was like, I know more than here.
Yeah, you're like, what happened? I know. I've watched people come in and just be like,
I don't want change.
I know you don't like change, but that's okay. So take 60 seconds. Dressed in Valentine's clothes.
It's been a year.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. And I love that she just took front and center. She was like, I am good. So, take 60 seconds. Go find somebody new that you do not know. Introduce yourself and find out something about them. Go. All right. I always laugh when there's strangers in the room and people are like awkwardly quiet. I'm like, y'all are in sales. Everyone in here is in sales. Get out of your own way and go say hello. It'll be okay. Nobody dies.
I have to talk to a wall.
That's right. Wall, human, just go. It's fine. All right, Chris. Everybody is always so excited when Chris does lunch. Why is everybody excited when Chris does lunch?
Chris cooks what?
Cooks,
Sometimes.
and it's awesome.
I hope so. I hope so. No pugs were injured this time. I got a feeling though there was a lot of cheese involved in this one, and I'm going to pay for that one later. So just out of curiosity, who in here has never heard me, seen me, nothing?
Me.
Oh, you don't know.
No,
Oh, so you had the brain surgery she had?
I did.
Ooh.
It's a reset.
Well, they didn't fix hers.
No.
So anyway,
I'll try.
I'm Chris with New Tech Mold and Water. I'll be real brief and quick for y'all. So we do mold inspections, mold testing. We do some foundational work, but talk to me before you call. Do some waterproofing. The big things that I want to stress to y'all, especially the folks that I don't know, okay? Number one, we can be paid from closing proceeds. Don't let mold stop something from moving forward. There's no reason for it, okay? Now that closing piece, they got to be under firm contract. You need you out of due diligence, all right? I got one agent that keeps calling me going, are you sure? And I'm like, you haven't listed the house yet. That's like financing. And we do have that. It's just, that's a different thing.
That's
okay?
not pay from closing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So the second thing that I want to stress to y'all is anybody that comes out and tells you, oh, that's this mold, and they tell you that on the spot, I'd be real careful. Now, some of us can look at something and go, I've been doing this a long time, and I think that may be, or this could be. That, I get that. But recently, there's somebody running around, and I don't know who. I just had a couple agents tell me here in the last month, and I'm like, that's new. So, and I think, again, where I'm going with it is you have preferred partners. Some of you have vendors that you've used forever, and I may not be one of them, and that's fine.
No, it's not.
But
Speak your truth.
but I'll get the opportunity
Okay.
because at some point in time, something always goes south. Okay. And that's the one last piece I think I wanted to address is that in coming up on 9 years, has it been that? Yeah. I've got 2 homeowners that I'm pretty sure would run me over. Okay, only 2.
That's
What
not
about a
bad.
former employee?
Oh, no.
Well, she can't see. I'm not worried about it.
They worked together for a million years.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, people think we were married.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. We had shirts made. We're not married. And so if you see me giving Susan a hard time, that's why, which is why I have 2 things we're going to do today. That's why I was kind of rushing through. Oh, encapsulation. Sorry, that was the other thing I didn't tell you all we did. Any questions? Anybody? All right, cool. So a couple of years back, pre-COVID, I had these coffee mugs made. And it said, and it was funny, I saw it somewhere, and it was real estate's as easy as riding a bike. Except the bike's on fire, you're on fire, everything's on fire, and you're in hell.
I like that.
I had 12 of those things, and I thought fights were gonna start over those, all right? So this time, because these mugs, everybody just loves these mugs, so went ahead and ordered up a bunch of these, right?
Can I take a picture of it? with you? Like, we're gonna need this, like. Yeah. All right, smile. Honey, we're gonna need that on a shirt.
Yeah. All right. So here's what I've got. Number one, I'm more than happy to give this one away today, but I'm going to collect some business cards because there are people that I don't know. But the second thing is I got to have the problem child come up here real quick. So there was one mug apparently that we got,
Notice how she knew exactly.
She knew now. Yeah, it was.
and it's all sparkly and nice. And I don't know who she bribed, but they put her name on it.
They still like me there
Oh, that's yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's right.
because I still close mold deals for you.
Yeah.
To get it together.
I thought that.
Uh-huh. So you're just being nice and giving me a mug?
No, you threatened me last week.
Paid it for my delivery.
And that's how Susan gets things done.
Just to be clear, you have pay at close.
Yeah,
And if somebody needed testing, are you faster than a home inspector?
usually.
Uh-huh. And if you're in the middle of due diligence, how fast do you typically get out?
So thank you for reminding me. This is, again,
You're welcome.
why everybody thought we were married. If you call us morning, sometimes we can get out same day, usually next day at the latest, all right? I've also had a couple recently where people are like, due diligence ends today at 5, it's 3. I'm not kidding. That happens. I'm not going to name any names.
No.
But we can give you kind of an idea and a range if you have a home inspection report, which actually that was the last, I knew there was one more thing I was forgetting. Your home inspector's offered to do mold testing, which is fantastic. Let them, that's fine. The big thing that I want to stress is that nobody interprets those results though. So if you need those results interpreted, send them to us. We will help you figure out what that thing says. Okay. And then as Susan pointed out, sometimes y'all need it like next day and home inspector's like, I can't, it's got to go to it's got to go here, there and everywhere. Right. And a lot of times we'll just take it straight to the lab or sometimes we process the chemistry ourselves. So it just it depends. But anyway, so other than that, I do have this other mug. And we will do this one as a giveaway for anybody that wants to drop a card. We can do it when we do lunch. That way we don't disrupt your meeting because I know you want to get going. And last thing I'll tell you is if there's visible mold on sheetrock somewhere in the house, you're done. The appraiser's going to call it out and everything just grinds to a halt. And now you got a problem because the bank will not loan money on that house. They will insist on all kinds of things before. So just if you get a listing and you walk in and you smell it, it's probably there somewhere. Call, right? We can help you figure that out. We don't charge y'all to come out, basements, crawl spaces, stuff like that. If it's a crawl, just call. I'm serious. Just don't. Yeah, one crawl.
That's all.
Have a crawl, one fall, yeah. Let's go with that. So, Lefty,
Thank you.
anything else?
No, you're wonderful.
All right, wonderful.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
y'all.
Nice to be with you, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
How far out do you go?
They don't say no.
They don't say no.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've been to Greenville. I've been across.
Come on up, guys.
Alabama. So,
Supreme, come on up.
thank you. You bet.
Hello, we are the Supremes. I know most of you.
Down one.
We're down one, but I'm Russ. Who are
Scott.
you? This is
Yes,
Scott
Scott
Mackey. A couple things to mention today. I'm going to talk about this and then Scott's going to get political on you. Who here has been to this class, Market Like a Rock Star with Ty Anderson? Awesome. Well, we're doing it again, but not here. We're having it at our Alpharetta office because this guy's in such high demand. So all realtors in all of our offices that we're in get access to this. So you're going to want to sign up quick because it will fill up. It's February 26th. So basically a month from now, lunchtime, there will be lunch. It will be awesome. He's going to teach you the ideas of social media marketing, not necessarily this is what a video needs to look like and here's how to edit it, more conceptual, plant some seeds of what you should be posting and what kind of themes you should stick to. Great class. I use it all the time in my social media.
Will you guys post that link in our closed?
Of
Facebook
course.
group?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know who he is? Does anybody know who he is? Okay.
Never seen them.
He's an actual rock star.
Yeah.
He was in a band called Third Day in the 90s and 2000s, and they literally won Grammys.
Huh.
He's the award-winning bass player for Third Day. So he knows about marketing in today's world. What else?
All
we
right,
got?
so I am not going to be political. This is
Oh.
totally political, but the fact of the matter is we have a new administration, obviously. And they are seemingly concerned about helping us with the housing market, which is a good thing, okay? The president signed a number of executive orders his first day or two in office, and one of them specifically was about housing and how to reduce costs for the building of homes, and specifically reducing federal regulations. And this was an interesting stat that was brought to light in this article that I read by Realtor.com chief economist. And he said the average sales price of a new home in the United States is about $400,000. And about $90,000 of that cost comes from federal regulations and compliance. That is huge, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that if they're successful, homes are going to come down 25%. But what it does mean is if they are somewhat successful, it's going to give builders a better bottom line and incent them to build more homes because they're going to be able to make more money. We probably won't see, for all the reasons we all know, and its demand, we won't see the price of homes come down per se, and I'm not sure we want to. But we want to see supply increase. And this, according to these folks, and there were 3 or 4 of them, all directly related to our industry. Housing Wire had a guy talk about it. This guy and you know, Fannie Mae's folks are also on board with this. So that's one really good thing. Another thing is that they are talking seriously about privatizing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And specifically what that means, I don't think anybody knows, but generally speaking, there is less waste when a company is private and for profit than when they are government sponsored. Okay, that is likely going to be a good thing. No, President Trump cannot tell the Fed to reduce rates, okay?
Not how it works.
It's not how it works. But with some of these other things and the general sentiment top of mind, let's hope that it's going to make a noticeable difference. And you know, consumer confidence is the other big thing. If the economy continues to do well, people are going to get more comfortable. People are going to make more money. They're going to have jobs. And that is going to contribute to the general sense of well-being and probably the impetus for some people to get off the fence and buy a house when they've been holding back. You know, there's a ton of people that need to buy, want to buy, and let's hope that some of this stuff helps them to get there.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Betsy here? Did I miss her? No, cool. Okay. So mark your calendars, please. This is a really big date. How many of you went to our last Legacy of Learning event where we got to donate a whole bunch of books to our local library? Tommy, raise your hand. You're in the picture. Mark your calendars. This is an amazing event. It is Tuesday, March the 4th. We will have lunch here, and then we will head right up the road and we donate books to the local library. We put stickers in them, and this is to directly impact children in our local community that do not have as much access to reading books that are available in their grade levels and everything. Do you know that the biggest predictor of how much jail space they will need is based on 5th grade reading levels?
Astounding.
5th grade reading levels is how they project how many jail beds they're going to need. So this is a huge problem that we want to support going a different direction, especially in our area. And you may think, well, this is a very affluent area. This may not be as big of a need. You're right. This is an affluent area. Doesn't make it less of a need. There are plenty of children that are so touched and impacted and excited when they get to go to the library and there's actually new books. This is a huge thing. So it's really fun. We're in and out in about an hour. You get tons of photos. It's great for your social media content. And it really is just a blast to be able to show up, give back, have a good time, and then know that you're impacting your community by taking an hour out of your time to give back. So make sure that's on your calendar, Tuesday, March 4th, right after team meeting. All right, happy hour. This Thursday, 5 to 7, make sure you have RSVP. So we have a head count. RSVP is on the QR code. It is at Cherry Street at Halcyon. So are you going to be there? Yes or yes?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And tell Amanda, thank you. She planned it with Bessie. They made it happen. So you're awesome, Amanda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yes, come for cocktails. All right. February 13th is award ceremony. Don't miss it. It's going to be fantastic. It is St. Ives Country Club. This is not the first time I've reminded you, and it won't be the last, but I'm going to make sure it's on your calendar. Yes or yes?
Yes.
That was not enthusiastic across the board. Yes, sounds like 3 people had a yes there. All right, make sure that is on your calendar. Now we're going to jump into ALC. How many people have ever served on an ALC before? Linda, raise your hand. Stan is sitting over there. All right. So what is the purpose of an ALC? Dawn, I promise I won't smack you, and you are welcome to sit. I felt bad. She's just standing over there in the, you're holding the wall up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what?
I know. So come sit, stay a while. Poor Dawn. She just got stuck right in the deep end with me, and like she hasn't even been here that long, and she's already getting harassed.
I haven't gotten me martinis since.
No, I haven't. We need to. Well, that's right here.
I'll be there.
Good. Okay. All right. So ALC, what's the purpose? And what are the committees? Well, the purpose of your ALC is really a board of directors. That's really what it is. There are no policy changes that take place in this company without an ALC voting on it. If it is a policy that is going to impact all associates across the board, the IALC votes on it, which is the international ALC. If it is a regional policy, the RALC votes on it. And if it is local, it is your ALC. What else does the ALC do? Well, they run committees in the office that align with their businesses and what they're passionate about and what they want to do. Now, because they run them, should they be the only ones involved in those?
No.
No.
Never say no when this happens.
I know, I was like, this is the only time you get to say no, right? Like, no, they should not be the only ones involved.
Yes.
Because there are so many amazing things that come being part of a committee. You're a part of something You know what's going in the in the office, and you get to have your voice heard on how you want things done. So one of the best things about KW is you have a say-so. So get involved and you get more of a say-so. So what are different committees? Well, we have Cares for Kids. Whoop, 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 whoop. So what does Cares for Kids do? Well, they help facilitate our events that we do throughout the year for Cares for Kids, and they also help facilitate fundraising for Cares for Kids. And Cares for Kids only supports local children in need. And 100% of all of our donations stay here and go straight back into the community. The administrative side of running the entire charity is covered by the founders, Brian and Marcy Fair. They will not tell you that, they do not advertise that. They rarely will. You have to notice on the financial statements. I figured that out and pulled Marcy aside one time. She's like, oh, it's okay. And I was like, no, that's massive. Other charities, it can be up to 3/4 of what you're donating is going to run the administrative side of something. Sometimes more. So this is a huge deal because this is impacting children in our local area. Wherever we decide we need backpacks to go, we need the school supplies to go, we need books to go, whatever money we are giving to charities locally, we decide where 100% of that goes, which is massive. So then the next thing, luxury. Woo! Yeah.
The best tape.
She does. So luxury is a committee we've had in the past, but are really focused on building this year. So if you are luxury qualified already, which means that you have 4 sales that are at least 700,000 plus, depending on the area, in a rolling 24 months, then you are luxury certified. If you have questions, if you are, Holly and I will have the list of everybody who's certified. And if you still have questions, you're like, oh, I thought I sold 4. I can pull it up and say, oh, yeah, 1 rolled off, but you're at 3. When you close the next one, you're going to get a welcome email, that kind of stuff. We can check that. And it is automatic enrollment in that. Culture committee. So culture committee facilitates Red Day for us. But they also help out our agents in need. So if somebody's had surgery, somebody is sick, a family member, something has happened to them and they need help at their home, whatever. Culture committee is the one facilitating that and making sure that our own agents are taken care of first and foremost. Because we want to make sure that, yes, we're helping in our community and giving back, but we also take care of our own. That's a really big deal, right? All right, financial, Tommy.
Yeah.
Financial committee. Financial committee is so important because how many people in the room, should I even have you raise your hand? Do I really want to know this? I'll close my eyes and then you can raise your hand. How many people are running a true P&L? Okay, if your hand's not up, you're going to go sign up for Tommy's committee. And what it does is it's really going to help you understand profit and loss, your financials, and you also review the markets in our financials. Whether or not you realize it, we are an open book company. The reason we are an open book company is we profit share. Well, if you agree to share the profits, then you better be willing to open up your books and say, hey, here's where all the money is.
Does everybody understand what open book means?
Oh, good question. It means you can see all of our financial documents as a company. We are, I don't know of another company that does at all. Anywhere. No. In real estate. Yeah. No, even companies who have, and Val's saying that emphatically, because even other companies who have like revenue share and stuff, they do that before the profit and loss statements because most of those are not profitable and they don't want you to see that they're not profitable because that usually means they aren't going to be in business for a really long time. It's not good when a company is not profitable.
And revenue share doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It does not. Social committee, what does that look like? Well, that's like Amanda partnering and creating the happy hour. It's fun stuff that we do around the office. So Amanda is facilitating that. And then other committees and groups we have, Single Moms Club. If you are a single mom and you want to be involved in that, we have a single moms club.
Growth?
Growth. I was like, wait, I swear you had it on. Thank you. Growth.
Yeah.
Woo! That's growth of the office. Do we let everybody in here?
No.
Okay, do we let everybody in here?
No.
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 We are very specific.
Do we fire people?
Do we fire people? Yes or yes? Yes. My favorite was I had an agent legit say to me, I didn't know brokers fired agents. And I was like, well, surprise.
We don't fire anybody, we just encourage them to go elsewhere.
Report I put de-hire, so it sounds a little nicer, but I'm like, you don't seem happy here. We're just gonna go ahead and let you find your happiness
Somewhere else.
pretty much anywhere but here. And the reason we do that is that when somebody's not in culture, quite frankly. I'll give you a perfect example and why Jenna's back there going, We were helping out a specific agent in our office who really needed help. Her husband is going through a horrific time. They have 2 small children. And his help, he lost his job because he was in the hospital too much. They have a 1-year-old and 5-year-old. And an agent's response was so callous.
It was vulgar.
It was so callous. Yeah, and she sent me a screenshot because the person said, you can send this to Andrew or whoever else. I was like, oh, not a problem. Not a problem. You are no longer with us. And that gentleman did not have the cojones to pick up the phone and call me or return my email. But he did call Jenna again. There is 0 tolerance for that crap. We all take care of each other. And if you don't have something to give at this moment, that's okay. There's no judgment around where you're at. But just say something kind. That's just, or keep your dadgum mouth shut. Or don't say anything. But the minimum expectation when somebody is going through something that difficult, just say something kind. I wish them all the best. I'm so sorry I'm not in a place right now to help. Okay, there's no judgment around that. There is judgment around cop and an attitude and saying, why are you asking me? Don't worry, we'll never ask again. You don't work here anymore.
Well, it was a little worse than that.
It was a lot.
It was a lot worse than that. It sounded like that's all they said.
Even if that was all they said,
Well,
they would have had they still would have had a not happy conversation with me. No, just 0 tolerance for that. So when I say growth, yes, growth is important because every business is either growing or going out of business. There's no in between. Nothing stays stagnant, nothing. You are either growing or going backwards. That's it. So we must grow to stay in business. It doesn't mean we grow with just anybody. We grow with people who are in alignment with who we want to be in business with and who align with our values and why we show up and serve and do what we do. Because we have to serve the community in our industry. And there's enough people out there that give us a bad name that we have to put a flag in the ground and saying that's not us. So we align with people that makes sense with. So when you're on the growth committee, it is very strategic growth. Fair? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Don't you guys kind of like that better though?
Absolutely.
Like, it doesn't feel better to not have an open door policy and that you act the fool and you don't work here anymore? And that's gotta feel good. I want somebody to hold a standard. It doesn't feel good when there is no standard. Yeah. And then single moms club. If you're a single mom, we have a club for you.
it's like the single hot moms club though.
That's so fair. I need to amend that. I need to amend that. We have a focus group and we also have a gala planning group. So if you like planning parties, we have a planning group for that. So however you would like to be involved, there's plenty of opportunity. Now, let me tell you an example of what your ALC votes on and what that looks like. So we just had our first formal ALC meeting last week.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm like, time no longer makes sense. And something they voted on. is our sunshine fund has gotten low, very low. And then it was brought to my attention that it's time to go back over the different funds we have because there's always so much going on at KW. So what is our local sunshine fund? That's the fund we use, just like I said, to take care of our own people. That's the money we use that somebody needs a meal. Somebody needs an office dues covered for a month because their family is struggling. That's how we first and foremost take care of each other. So what we're doing to make this, we're not constantly asking you for money or fundraising for this specifically, is we're simply raising office dues by $1 a month. We felt like that was the easiest way across the board, $12 per person. And that will be game changing so that our culture committee has the leverage that they need to step in those interim short times to take care of our people in need. You think that's a good use of $12 a year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I will send out an email overall to anybody who wasn't here or online explaining what that $1 difference is, but that's literally it. It's going up $1, but that will make a massive impact for the agents that need that short-term help. The other thing is KW Cares. How many people have seen that before? Yeah. So what is KW Cares? KW Cares is from Keller Williams umbrella, and that goes to help our associates anywhere that need it. So I'll give you a great example of this. When the fires have just decimated California, those agents, any who are impacted, can get a grant up to $30,000 to offset costs, to relocate, get clothes, whatever they need. If you have a medical emergency or medical thing that happens to you or an immediate family member, you can qualify for a grant of up to $30,000 as a KW associate to help offset those costs. So that's what that money goes to. Then we have Cares for Kids, which we've talked about already. But those are different pieces that you can donate to and where that money directly goes. Any questions about that, Rachel?
Well, and we explained to them the reason why we called for money at the beginning of the month to help our associates so that they could qualify for KW Cares.
Yes, thank you for saying that. So how it works is you can't, unless it is a disaster situation like the fires or the hurricane, the Carolinas were just hit, Augusta, that's an emergency situation and they will step in with money there because the local market center more than likely is also affected. Obviously, because if a hurricane just came in and wiped out a bunch of agents' homes, more than likely market center not in hot shape. Mm-hmm. So now if it's a medical emergency or medical issue, then what happens is the market center has to do, some kind of fundraising. You cannot go to KW Cares and be like, yeah, we're not going to do anything to help them as a market center, but you should do something KW. We have to say we showed up for our person. I mean, we don't have to raise $30,000, but we need to show that we are doing something as a local community to help this agent, whether even it's car rides to doctor's appointments, like people need meal trains, like there's other things. It's not all monetary that they look at, but they do want to see that you're taking care of your own and that you're not just saying, well, we didn't care, it's your problem. So it is a joint effort. So that is what we did is when we were fundraising for our agent whose husband is having a very hard time. So now she can apply for KW Cares grant because of what we have done for her locally as well. So it is a joint fundraising and it really makes a difference. This agent is
that you sent out the thing for?
Yes.
And how much was collected?
That's 4,500.
I think we actually it went over 5 because we got an anonymous donation from outside of our market center. And it went over 5. Guys, this has made the difference between this agent being able to keep their house or not. Yeah, that's really a lot. Yeah. And when you realize that that's how we're impacting lives of people that you see regularly and we don't know what they're dealing with at home. And we've helped so many other people and we don't publicly always say who it is, because sometimes it's really hard for people to ask for help. They don't want to be a burden. And I always say, don't take other people's joy away from helping, because we all, even if it's $1 or 10, we like helping each other. Jen?
And just also mention, like, if you know somebody's struggling and they don't want to come forward themselves, you can come forward on their behalf and tell Andrea or one of us, whoever.
Please quietly respect their wishes, but also, yes, please always feel free to reach out to your ALC or leadership with any kind of needs, because we don't always know everything about everyone. And we do actually really care. I hope you guys feel that.
Absolutely.
All right, any questions about this? Cool. All right, ALC, come on up.
Don't be so excited.
I know, you're like, I want to see on stage.
You can move on up. No, it's not.
Is it?
No, I'm hot.
Oh, we're on hot flashes.
I'm cooking. Yeah, and I've hit this thermostat down to 68 and it still isn't kicking on. Okay. So. Hi. You don't need me in the picture. Just get a picture of them. Oh. Oh, yeah. Amanda, will you take a picture? You don't need me in the shot. All right, so we're just gonna go straight down the line. But we'll start on that end.
Just trying to take a picture.
So don't catch anybody with their mouth wide open. Oh, yes, smile. Smile. Thank you. That was nice of you. I've gotten some pretty funny shots in the past because I'm like. All right, Tommy.
Yep.
Who are you? How long?
Yes.
Well, hold on. How long have you been in the business?
I think 8 years.
And what's your main lead generation lever?
I'm in business with my wife and daughter and son-in-law. Sphere and farm. That's what we started with. And that's what we just kind of kept up with. When we first started, we did maybe 8 deals that first year, second year. And we sat down and we said, you know what would be the easiest way to get more business? To try to get those 8 people to give us 2 more pieces of business for the next year. There's 16 of them. And it's just simple and sounded like something we could do. And so we just stayed with it.
Yeah.
Sphere and farm.
Sphere and farm. Love it. And you guys have done an amazing job in 3 chimneys.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're like the go-to agents.
You are. I mean, when people think of 3 chimneys, they're like, oh, are Tony and Wendy in your office? I'm like, yes, they are. And yes, that's them. Yep. All right, Renee. Name, yes, same question. Name, how long in real estate, main lead generation lever?
Those things. Renee Adams, hello. I have been in the business for 10 years. No, well, my son's 13, I got licensed when he was like not mobile. My main source of business is my sphere and networking. Anything else?
Nope. Do you make phone calls?
I do not make phone calls.
So then how many touches do you have to do to not make phone calls?
I do 99 touches to my sphere. Probably more, but not everyone gets all of the extras, so they don't count if you ask my coach.
So if you don't want to make phone calls, baseline of 99 touches, fair?
Yep. I think you just need to make it 100.
No, so the thing is, it's 99 touches and a phone call ain't one.
Yep. All right, Summer.
A TikTok coming down there, right?
My name is Summer. I've been in the business for 4 years, 5 years.
5.
Yeah. And my business is sphere and farm too.
Molly?
8 years. What's your name? Holly Clem. An easy one. Thank you for giving me that. It's Sphere, basically. And, you know, we've been working for years on our website. We're starting to get website leads and some social media. We're gonna push that a little more.
And new construction,
And new construction.
which those people are not in your sphere,
They
so.
weren't, that's true. And I did stalk people to get that business, so fair.
Yep. Jenna?
Jenna Thompson, this is my fourth year, I think. It's my fourth, yeah, fourth year. We're going into our fourth year. In a sphere and farming and small businesses.
Jennifer? I was like, Jenna, I'm just waiting for hers.
Give me my eye twitch. So it's Jennifer or Jen. Jenny will get you another response. I've been in the business 19 years and my main source of business is sphere and farm. My farm is the last two subdivisions I lived in, by the way, so.
There you go.
You just kept adding them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexis Alfaro, I've been in the business for 4 years and.
Speak up, honey. They can't hear you in the back and you're not that quiet naturally.
I'm very demure.
Wow, that is That's good acting.
She put on a big vocabulary today.
Mhm.
Okay, Alexis Alfaro. I've been in the business about 4 years and my main source of business is my sphere and farming.
Rachel?
Rachel Mooney, 26 years now, and Sphere is my main.
All right, so Rachel, we'll start with you and then go back this way.
Okay.
So what makes you want to serve on the ALC?
Oh, that's a good
Andrea.
question. Yeah. She told us. I don't know. I've always enjoyed it, but I want to give back to our market center. And when you're on the ALC, it makes you, because you're essentially helping run the market center like a business, because we're overseeing financials and things like that. But it just brings our business to a higher level at the same time. So that's what I like. I like the accountability. I like the structure. I like giving back to the agents.
But it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Okay.
No. And the connections.
Yeah.
We're in a lonely world here, and so this is my posse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's mine.
How about you?
I just want to say ditto. But yeah, it was, my first year was a little scary. I will say, I didn't know what direction I was going in. I didn't know what I was expected to do. Not on that committee anymore. We don't have that committee anymore. But I learned more what I want to do and how I want to be involved in the market center. And being on the ALC allows you to get to know more people in the market center because you have to get in front of them and you have to speak to them and you meet other people. But I also wanted to be on the committee, even though I was voluntold the first year. But I wanted to come back because you get to work with really great agents with a lot of experience. And you learn that they have a lot of the same questions at 26 years in that I do at 4. And so no question is ever stupid. And we all help one another out and we all learn together.
Yeah. I loved listening to you tell me you were like, you and Jenna were both like, nobody has it all figured out. I'm like, I know. But that's the perception, right? Like we all feel that about other people.
Sure.
Jennifer?
Samesies. I love being part of the ALC just to stay involved with what's going on in the office, to help our office. I especially love Cares for Kids, being able to raise money and put that money back into our community where we live and work.
Jenna?
I think when I first came on, I was just in awe that I could be on a committee with people people who produce like these ladies produce.
And just
No, John, you did.
I mean, it's tough.
John, John's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Hey, John, if you're on.
Yeah.
But I think it's just nice to have a different form of a committee that to walk things through, to learn from and to help. But Cares for Kids for me is, I was immediately drawn to that. I love going to these organizations who do it every single day with a smile on their face, and we just get to come in and help with either our time or our money. And just to watch all of that bless so many people. It's just been an incredible. So this is my second year, so I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing this year, but I think it's more than accountability. It's really become a passion. Yeah, just kind of passionate about all of it, you know, and I feel really grateful that I get to be a part of it.
Holly. So the committee that Alexis mentioned but did not name, I will name, was the Education Committee. And that is why I joined ALC, because I'm a former teacher and I love, that's how I like to give back, is educate and share and help people grow. The reason that is no longer a thing is because all of our committees really educate about our committees. And so it felt like education was adding another class, and there was just so much going on and we were overlapping. So it's not that we're not educating anymore. We're just doing it in a different manner. And so for luxury, that's, you know, it aligns with my business and, you know, what I have been focusing on. So the luxury committee is great. It's brand new. So we are learning like how we want to focus that committee. And so if you are interested in that, then obviously come talk to us, but we want to know, how can we educate you there? What do you want to know? So we're going to need some feedback from you guys. But I joined ALC to answer the question, was because I love giving back, like Rachel said, and so many others. And I love being part of something that is bigger than me. And this is bigger than me. So that's why I did it.
Summer.
Ditto, all the things. And then I think purpose, feeling like what you're doing and having that purpose behind it with Cares for Kids. I'm with Cares for Kids. It's our second year in. First year I did social that didn't really align with my business. And Cares for Kids last year was phenomenal. We hit a new level, a legacy level, which is going to be so exciting this year. You guys should all join us because we get not all of you.
Not everybody.
The answer yes. Yes. We're competitive.
So we have more than one committee.
But I'm on luxury too. I'm on luxury committee. You can be on more than one committee. But I think too, the thing that I actually, to add to all of that is that I actually like having to go to these things that bring us to a higher level. And last year I missed out on Mega Camp, and I'm feeling like a little lost, that I need the direction and I need the drive. And I'm just so excited about family reunion. And every time I go to these events and get more like juice in me, I'm just like, yeah, fired up and ready to go. So being forced to do that is yeah, but I love it. I think it makes you better.
Renee.
Copy paste. Copy paste. To continue what Summer said, we all want to give back. It's just part of who we are as humans. We also do it for us. So like Summer said, we're forced to go to extra trainings. We're forced to attend extra meetings. And
By forced, you mean you committed.
There's
my
forced commitment. Yes. Listen, we're voluntold, not exactly choice. Second of all, when we were told, we have to sign a commitment. that outlines everything that we are going to do.
Don't be me, read the
And show
agenda
up
before
to.
you sign it.
So, I need a reason to show up sometimes. It also puts us gives us seats at bigger tables where there are bigger thinkers. And by having that opportunity, we get to bring all of that back to you all.
But everybody keeps saying voluntold. It's kind of a joke. Like you do have to, qualify.
Okay, I'm gonna get into that a little
Yeah.
bit, but Tommy, go ahead and then we're gonna talk about that.
All right, I agree with everything the lady said, and the first time I joined the ALC when I was allowed to. Well,
Yeah, you-
20%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I wanted the knowledge. I wanted to be on the financial committee, so I wanted to know, I thought I want to open a brokerage one day, and I wanted to see what that would look like. And after what I've seen, along with Keller Williams, there's no reason to open whatsoever. And so the knowledge, and then a little bit of what Nate said, going to the training stuff, and also I learn more by teaching rather than sitting. That's just the way I'm built. And it works.
Yeah. So that was the thing I was gonna say next is you do have to qualify. Number one qualification is you must be in the top 20%. The second qualification is kind of like what we look for is, have you served on a committee before? Because if you've never been involved and then you're like, oh yeah, I want to be on the ALC. Cool. Have you come to family reunion? Have you been involved with a committee? No? Well, then what's the driving factor? Is it to get your picture on the wall? Because trust me.
There are easier ways.
There's easier ways to get your picture on the wall, right? You really have to want to be engaged and serve and be a part of this. And then I know Holly very well, so I'm comfortable saying this. Is the first year she came to me and said, can I be on ALC? I said, yes. And here are the commitments. And she said, but I can't do all of them. And so what I say?
No.
Then this is not your year. There's no judgment around it.
No.
But it truly is a commitment. And there has to be, and she goes, but if I don't do it, are you going to kick me off? And what did I say?
Yes. Because I said, I'll just join and then not go, come up with a good excuse. Because I was joking.
She was joking. And she's like, will you kick me off? And I'm like, yeah. Because here's the thing is then you'd have to show up in front of all your other ALC members and be like, well, yeah, this is a commitment we all made, but I'm just not going to do it.
And listen, I wasn't trying, like, I don't think I was better or anything. We gotta be like.
No, it had
It was
nothing to
just
do with
like
that.
business. It was business, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to pick how you're going to run your business. And each year, sometimes you have room to do things like this. Other years, you're focusing on other things. Run your business the best for you, not to be on a committee.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've had, thank you for saying that, because we had 3 other agents that started on our ALC this year and have had personal family things come up. And they're like, I am so sorry. I'm like, don't be. You know what will be here next year? The ALC. You need to focus on that. And there's no judgment around that. And then, I mean,
Last year-
Rachel, you've taken years off. Jennifer's taken years off. Tommy's taken years off. Renee, I think you've been.
I've been here since you've been here.
Yes, you have.
That's before.
Since previous to me, yeah. So, I mean, but everybody needs to be met where they are. So I do want you to know that if you ever want to talk about what it'd look like, hey, I want to be on ALC for 2026, what can I do? I even have a form of, so you think you want to be on the ALC, and you can look at it and see like what that looks like. But honestly, it really is designed for 2 things. Yes, to give back, but also to help our top agents learn to lead and leverage better and at a higher level, because that's how you become better and better business owners as well. So yes, they're giving back, but they're getting their cups filled as well. But it's definitely a commitment. So anybody have any questions for them?
Any cares for kids questions?
Let's go to family reunion. Is anybody here? Okay. So
we got.
We all are.
Right, but family reunion, like their agenda's out already. So if you haven't signed up for family reunion yet, you can look and see if there's like breakout sessions that would interest you.
And we had somebody just booked 2 days ago, so like it's really,
So,
really not too
For
late.
luxury alone, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sessions. You know, across the days, if you wanted to just say that, right? And I know like all these things. So like, come to family reunion if you can.
Yeah.
And
it's
if you're
worth it.
maps coaching, your ticket's included. I don't know if that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yes, Sherry,
What are they doing for funding that's so successful?
that's a great.
How often, what are they?
Well, here's what I was saying that I gave, no, that was a good question.
I bet they'll teach a class on it.
Yes, I'm going to have them be on a panel about that. That's why I wanted every one of them to tell you their lead gen levers. So if it's in alignment with y'all, you guys know whose committee to go get on. So you can go hang out with them. Take them to coffee, take them to lunch, right? That's
No, it's us.
yeah.
Buy me cookies.
Share the cookies. No, because that is why I said, what are your main lead gen levers? Because none of them, any of them that said sphere of influence started day 1. Rachel's on year 26. I'm on year 22.
Yeah, you're right there.
I'm right there.
Rachel must be really old.
I'm-
Delicious.
She started at 18, it's
Right.
It's fine.
Five.
Well, yeah. No, but my point is that all of us started from day 1. And like, think about Rachel and I starting in this business at 18. And what if an 18-year-old showed up to list your house? What if an 18-year-old was on site at a new construction neighborhood where the cheapest custom home you were selling at that time, now remember, this was a day or two ago, was $700,000. Or a condo and a guy was buying 4 penthouses and the cheapest one was 1.2 million, he was combining them. And your agent is blonde hair, blue eyes, and 18. So like, listen, we all had day 1. And I'm willing to wager that our day 1 at 18 is probably a little bit harder than day 1 at a different age when at least you have life validity.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We've never even bought houses.
No, I never bought a house. No.
Like, I don't know.
I was like, it's gonna be great. Look at the views. Sign here. Louis. Press on.
We'll figure it out together.
Yeah. So you guys, you know, we all have a journey and you guys are where you are on yours, but nobody starts where they're at today. It's all a process. So hang out with them, spend time with your ALC because they're successful on purpose. It's not an accident. So take the time, get to know them, get on these committees, and hang out with them, get leaned in and be part of it. All right, they're going to go to their tables. Andrea? No, go ahead.
Okay. Did anybody start part-time and like have a good flow of getting good full-time?
Yep. There's your committee. That's a great question. And there you go. There's committees to go interview. Just keeps happening.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so they're going to go to their tables and you have 2 lines. One, you can go get food and then walk around and talk, or you can walk and talk and then get food. So keep the lines moving forward. So they're going to go to their tables, go sign up, get to know